Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namne Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gorutushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today morning's Srimad Bhagavatam discussion, where we are continuing our journey, right? So after having discussed how Krishna is that supreme object of worship, right, is a supreme object of worship, now we are going to come to that section where why Krishna is called as Vasudev, or how does he get this particular name? Of course, one of the reasons is very obvious. Krishna is the son of Vasudev, and his father's name is Vasudev, so he becomes Vasudev. Vasudev means son of Vasudev. Right, not wrong. But at the same time, how did Vasudev name come? In fact, Krishna doesn't get name from his father. Krishna's father gets name from him. The meaning of Vasudev is a person who's having that capacity to manifest Vasudev in his heart. That's the meaning of Vasudev. And that's how he manifests Vasudev in his heart, and he transfers Vasudev from his heart to Devaki's heart. And that's how Krishna comes. That's how he appears. Right? He's not born like the normal children, how they are born. So this section will focus on why Krishna becomes Vasudev. So we're going to have two verses because this verse has a very short purport. We'll complete this discussion in maybe 10 minutes. That's why we chose the next one, and totally together we will be able to discuss. Let's go to Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, shloka number 30. Sa evedam sasarjagre Bhagavan Atma Mayaya Sad Asad Rupaya Chasau Gunamaya Gunau Vibhu. Okay. Sa evedam sasajagre. Sasarja means creation. Sarja, this sarja, sarga, they all refer to creation. And this is the first topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam has 10 topics. As such, every Purana has some topics. Maybe out of these 10 topics, each may have 2 topics, 3, 4. But Mahapuranas have more than 7 to 8 topics. And Srimad Bhagavat Mahapurana, it has all 10 topics. The 10 topics which are contained within Puranas. So the first topic is always creation. So, but Bhagavatam is not just talking about creation. It's talking about Sasarja Agre. Sasarga Agre means, or Sasarja Agre means what happened before creation. Yeah, before creation. In this world, people talk about Big Bang. There was a Big Bang and then creation happened. But what was there before Big Bang? That nobody talks. Before Big Bang was Big Brain. Nobody talks about that Big Brain, which happens before Big Bang. Right? Yes. So, sa evedam. That certainly. Yes, that certainly Sasaja Agre. What happened before creation? Bhagavan Atma Maya. So there was a person who is a response. The big brain is here. Bhagavan. What did he do? Atma Maya. With his own energy, with his own potency. Sad Asad Rupaya Chasau. Yes, so the Sad Asad is referring to the cause and effect. This is a typical phenomenon of this material world. There is a cause and there is effect. Cause and effect. Rupaya Chasau. So this particular Lord What did he do? In his transcendental position, yes, he created these energies of cause and effect, causal energy and effect. So, what cause and effect we find in this world? Guna Maya Guno Vibhav. Yes. So, Guna Maya, Aguna Vibhu. There are two kinds of Maya. One is the Mahamaya, which is having three modes by which it operates all the living entities, Sattva Gun, Rajagun, Tamagun. And there is Aguno. Lord is Aguno. He is absolutely transcendental. Aguna. He doesn't come under these three modes because he is Vibhuhu. Vibhu has two meanings. One of the meanings of Vibhu is great. Jiva is called Anu, means tiny and small, and Krishna is called Vibhu, means great, or is also called as absolute. And everything else is relative to him. He is absolute. In this world is world of relative. Oh, this person is tall. Tall comparison, okay, in compared to this person. It's a relative truth. It's not absolute truth. This person is fair. Okay, fair compared to that person. You're intelligent. Compared to whom? Compared to this person. But so in this world, everybody is relative. He is better than this person. He is not as good as this person. Better, worse. So everything is a game of comparison. But when we say Krishna is intelligent, it means he is actually the reservoir of intelligence. All intelligence comes from Krishna. We say that Krishna is beautiful. Yes, he is the reservoir of beauty. Krishna is the reservoir of pleasure. That's a book, Prabhupada book, Krishna Reservoir of Pleasure. So what is the meaning of absolute? Absolute means Krishna is called as Nirapeksha Satya. Yes, the Shastras, they call this position as Nirapeksha Satya. Krishna doesn't need anything else to make him. In this world, just like, I'll tell you what is the meaning of this. Suppose I want to see some object in this room. I need to turn on the light. Yes or no? I need to turn on the light. Only then I can see objects. Correct? And what if the electricity goes off? Then I need the sun. Without the sun shining, I will not be able to see the objects of this world. Correct? So we need something to see things around. So on the other hand, Krishna is the source of the sun and is the source of object both. I hope this makes sense. In this world, we are able to see objects with the help of sun, for example. But Krishna is the source of the sun and also the object. That makes him absolute. He's beyond the cause and effect. So cause and effect is very easy to understand. Earth is the cause. The effect is punyo gandha prativyamscha vegaschasmi bhavaso. So in this verse, Krishna says, earth is source of smell. So smell is effect. Then there's water. What does water lead to? Taste. Raso hamapsu kaunteya prabhasmi sasi suryo. So raso hamapsu, the taste in water. Then air. Sorry, fire. First comes fire. Vegas chasmi bhavasu. Vega. It has a form. What about air? The air has touch. And the sky or ether, it has the element of sound. So in this world, we find that earth leads to smell. Any earth gives smell. Water gives taste. Fire gives form. Air gives touch. And ether gives sound. But if you study second canto of Bhagavatam, actually the creation is ulta, exact opposite. It is the sound that leads to ether. And then there is touch created, which leads to air, form, fire, taste, water, smell, earth. So which is cause, which is effect? Yes, confusing? Creation started with sound. It didn't start with the sky. No, it started with sound. Shabda Dwani. That is how it started. So we have to understand that creation is inconceivable. So which is cause, which is effect? Usually in this world, we find this as cause and this as effect. But In the creation, this has been the cause, and then the rest is effect. Sound is the cause of creation. Correct? So in this world, there is cause and effect. Something is cause for something else, something is effect of something else. But Krishna is beyond this cause and effect. He is not a part of this Tanmatras and the Panch Mahabhutas. He is not a part of it. That's why he's called as Aguna. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the beginning of material creation, that absolute personality of Godhead Vasudev, in his transcendental position, created the energies of cause and effect by his own internal potency. Yes. He created the energies of cause and effect. So this energy is the material energy. This is a proof that from Yoga Maya, that is Krishna's spiritual energy, comes Mahamaya. Yes. From Yoga Maya comes Mahamaya. Mahamaya is an expansion of Yoga Maya. That's what is the proof of this particular statement. As such, Mahamaya is Krishna's separated energy. Why is called separated energy? Because he is in his transcendental position. He doesn't interact with this energy. No. He interacts only with Yoga Maya. With Mahamaya, he interacts with via medium of Shiva. Shiva, Shivani, Bhava, Bhavani, Kala, Bhairav, Kali, Bhairavi. All these things. So that's how they interact. So this is their position. The position of the Lord is always transcendental because the causal and effectual energies required for the creation of the material world were also created by him. He is unaffected, therefore, by the qualities of modes of material nature. His existence, form, activities, and paraphernalia all existed before the material creation. Yeah. And this is actually the Chatushloki Bhagavatam's first truth. What is the first truth? Actually, Brahma heard the entire 12 cantos of Bhagavatam from Krishna. And after that, to summarize these 12 cantos, the 10 subject matters and 12 cantos, Krishna speaks 4 verses to Brahmaji. And this is the section. This is called as Chatushloki Bhagavatam. Chatushloki Bhagavatam, the 4 verses of Bhagavatam. So what is the 33rd verse? Aham evasam evagre nanyad yatsat asat param. Same thing. Exactly the same verse. So these 4 verses, if you study, you will understand the whole Bhagavatam. That's why they're very, very condensed form of the truth. Correct? Aham evasam evagre. I existed before creation. Even many Puranic statements, Upanishad statements also says, Adyo Narayana Masid, na Ishano, na Apo, na Vayuhu, na Brahma. Nobody existed. First Adyo Narayana Masid. First there was Narayana, and then all the other faculties came up. So that is mentioned like this. We have many proofs in the Puranas. So his existence, his form, that's what is the meaning of Aham evasam evagri. I existed. His activities, that means his pastimes that Krishna performs, they existed before the material creation. And all of his paraphernalia that we see, everything existed before. What is paraphernalia of Krishna? It can refer to his flute, it can refer to Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, it can refer to anything, his dham, his devotees, all of them. They all existed before the material creation. So that is why it is foolish to say, some people say, oh, Krishna appeared only 5,000 years back. No, what 5,000 years back? He's there before creation also. Yes, what does Prahlad Maharaj tell Hiranyakashipu? Matirna Krishna Paratasvatova. He's telling Krishna. Ambarish Maharaj. What is Avaimana Krishna Padara Vindayo? Let's mention of Krishna. Right? Gopal Tapani Upanishad. It describes about the first handshake that ever happened in this universe. And that handshake happened between a Lord had come in Gopabalak form, his original form. That's why Brahma's realization is Govindam Adi Purusham. He is the original person. Tamaham Bhajami. I worship that original personality of Godhead, who is the source of all other Godheads. Right? He is all spiritual and has nothing to do with the qualities of material world, which are qualitatively distinct from the spiritual qualities of Lord. Yes. These material world qualities are called as this. Any quality you find in this material world, they are subject to three modes of nature: passion, ignorance, goodness. That's why Maya makes a pig out of us. Passion, ignorance, goodness. So every quality can be categorized in this. But Lord's qualities are not a product of this. So if you want to study more about the qualities of Lord, we can read NOD. NOD gives 64 qualities of Krishna. Yes. And these qualities of Krishna are mentioned in chapter 20 to 22. We can read this chapters. It very beautifully explains the different qualities. Here, if you read this, you will understand the difference between clever, intelligent, eloquent. So there are different words which appear similar, right? But they all have a difference. There's a subtle difference in all these words. And Acharya has beautifully explained that. So Krishna's qualities are very fine qualities. It may appear, oh, these qualities are all in goodness. People in this world also have these goodness qualities. Then what is the difference between these 64 qualities and this person who's in Sattva Guna? Brahman also has Sattva quality, Samadama Tapas Saucham, Shanti Rajavim Jnanam Vidyanam Astikyam, Brahma Karma Subhavajam. Like that, Brahmana, Vipra, Dushat Gunayuta, Tarvindanava. A Dvija or a Brahmana has 12 qualities. Yes, and all of these qualities, they arise from the Sattva Guna. But what is the problem? The problem is that Sattva Guna doesn't take much time to glide down to passion and ignorance. How? Sattva has two main qualities: Sukham, Jnanam. These are the two Lakshanas. If you were to categorize all the Sattvic qualities, they will come under these two categories. What happens in Sukham? Oh, in Sukha, one may become complacent. And the moment one becomes complacent, he'll go to ignorance. What is Jnanam? Oh, in Jnanam, a person has a lot of knowledge, he may become proud and thus fall to Rajoguna. See? So Sattva in this world, yes, Sattva qualities of this world are made in such a way they eventually become passion and ignorance. It's like a Ferris wheel. Sometimes the merry-go-round Ferris wheel, the wheel sometimes takes you up. You are on the top of the world. You can see the entire city overview and then again brings you down. So Sattva never exists like that. And this particular age of Kali Yuga has a special quality to steal the Sattva gun. Kalau Sattva Haram Pumsan. So Kali has the quality of Nisattvan, to take away that Sattva Guna. On the other hand, the Lord qualities never fades. There is eternal qualities. They never fade away, like people in this world. In this world, Brahmana can become corrupt. A person in mode of goodness can become corrupt. We see that happens. Demigods become corrupt. They are also in goodness. Everybody becomes corrupt because the quality of goodness itself becomes corrupt. That is why the qualities of Lord come under the category of Shuddha Sattva. They are, or Vishuddha Sattva, Vishesha Rupena Shuddha Sattva. Special goodness, which is only available in spiritual world, which is beyond the three months. Right? So these 64 qualities are not mundane qualities of goodness. They are transcendental qualities. That's what Prabhupada is explaining. Now comes the topic. How Krishna's name became Vasudev. Taya vilasiteshveshu guneshu gunavaniva anta pravishta abhati vijnanena vijrambitaha. So Taya means what? These two energies, Sad, Asad energies. The cause and effect energies. Causal energy, effectual energy. This ocean is called what ocean? Causal ocean. Yes, this ocean is called Karana Sagar, causal ocean. Vilasiteshu, Eshu. So as these all became active, Vilas. Vilas means to play, come in action. That's called Vilas. And Vilasiteshu means they all came into action. And thus what happened? By the three modes of material nature, Guneshu, Gunavan, Iva. Yes, as though now here, Gunavan, Iva. Gunavan, Iva. Iva means like. Many times Krishna is called Manushya Iva, like a human being. Lord is like, Iva means like a human being. He appears like a human being. He appears like a child. Balam Iva, Balish Iva. He appears like he's not. He's not. On the other hand, so here it is said that Krishna is Bhagavan. He is Bhagavan, but he appears Gunavan. He appears as if affected by the modes of nature. Many times it happens. Prabhu Ramachandra, he was crying. He was once crying, Sita, Sita. He was crying in the Dandakaranya. And Shiva and Parvati were going on the Akash Marga. And Parvati Devi saw this. Hey, what is this? You keep chanting his name, Sri Ram, Ram, Rameti. This person is so attached to his wife. He's in Tamagun. He's crying. He's under my mode of nature. Shiva says, come on, what are you saying? Maya, you are in Maya. She said, but can't you see? He's crying. He's lamenting. Shiva said, see, there is no three modes. He's Maryada Purushottam Bhagavan. This is his Leela. But Parvati could not understand this. So she said, excuse me for a minute. I want to go. Shiva asked, where are you going? He said, I'm just come. I'll just go and come. I'll not tell. But Shiva he's Trikalagya. He has Trikalagya, Trikal Drishti. He can see what's happening in present. Right now, any place, CCTV footage, he just has to close his eyes, present he'll get. He wants to rewind a little bit, he can rewind and go. Rewind 1 hour back, 1 day back, 1 year back, 1 millennium back, he can go and see. And he wants to fast forward also, he can see. He has an ability to even fast forward. Okay, I'll fast forward and see what's happening, what's going to happen. So he has all these abilities. He's Trikalagya. This is considered to be one of the topmost. Although our Yoga Sutras talk about Ashtasiddhi. If we study the Uddhav Gita 11th canto, 15th chapter, 15th or 16th, if I'm not wrong, it mentions about 16 siddhis. Because Ashtasiddhis, Trikalagnya doesn't come. So Trikalagnya Siddhi and many more siddhis are mentioned. Some inferior siddhis are there, some superior siddhis are there. So this comes under the category of very superior siddhi, ability to see. So he was seeing, his channel was connected. He said, you do whatever you want, I'm going to see. So what did Parvati do? She assumed the form of Sita. And she thought that Ram will see me and he will become so happy. Yes, he will become so happy. Wow, that my wife is back. And maybe his lamentation will go off. Let me see, test him. So she went, see, anybody who has tried to test Krishna or God has themselves become bewildered. Brahma Vimohan Leela. Brahma tried to test Krishna, he became bewildered. So Parvati Devi, she went in the form of Sita, expected Ram to come running. My wife, you're back, etc. And then she wanted to tell him, no, I'm not your wife. I just wanted to pacify you. I couldn't see you trying. So, but as soon as Lord Ram looked at Parvati dressed as Sita, immediately he offered obeisances on the ground. He said, Jagan Mata, I'm so fortunate to have your darshan. And she is surprised. Oh, what's happening? I came in the form of Sita. And he's kind of telling me he's completely changed. What happened? And then she was wondering, okay, fine, all blessings upon you. And she turned around. She again looked. She saw Sita, Ram, Lakshman, all three of them standing and giving darshan. Now she offered pranam. And now again she stood up, she started going. Then Sita, Sita, Sita again crying. Prabhu Sri Ramchandra back to his normal Leela, his original Leela. So she was totally confused. When she came back, Shiva did not talk anything to her. He understood what she has done. And this is one of the reasons why the Sati Dahan happens. Sati, why Shiva allowed Sati to burn her body, etc. This is, of course, Ramayana happens in every Treta Yuga. What happens is Shiva sees, oh my God, she has taken the form of my mother. Ram is my father, Sita is my mother. Then how can I treat her like wife? Sometimes some Prabhus very innocently call their wives as Mataji. But if you call wife as Mataji, then you're supposed to come and join me. Then you've taken sannyas. That's the meaning, calling wife as Mataji. So sometimes Prabhu say innocently they say, um, Mary Mataji aayegi. I mean, your mother will come. No, 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 my wife will come. Hey, how are you calling her Mataji then? You call Mataji then. She is her mother, right? So like that. So that's what happened to Shiva. So once now you have taken form of my mother. I cannot be with you as wife, and that's one of the reasons why Sati burns her body and again comes. That happens. That Leela happens many times. That's why Shiva has a hair, full garland of skulls. All those skulls are the skulls of Sati. Because once Narad Muni had told, your husband shares everything with you. And he said, yeah, pretty much. Have you ever figured out why he wears skulls? Whose skulls are those? He never told me this. Narayan, he left. Oh my God, Sati was upset. You are hiding things from me. You started hiding things from me. What is this skulls? Tell me. They are, see, I love you so much that these are the skulls of your body that I have preserved. I take it and I keep wearing garland of those skulls. That's what Shiva tells Parvati. Hey, we took a slight detour, went very deep. Now let's come back. So we wanted to Gunavani. That was the subject matter. Anta Pravishta Abhati. Yes, he enters into every single speck of his creation. Anta Pravishta. अंदर प्रवेश करता है. That's the meaning. अंत प्रविष्ट आभाति. Again, it appears to be. आभास होता है. It appears like that. आभाति. विज्ञानेन विजृंभितः. But Vijrambhita means what? Vijrambhita is completely enlightened, and Vijnanena means he's transcendental consciousness. So Lord is never affected by Maya. This is the reason he's called as Vasudev, because Antapravishta, he has entered into every single atom and every speck of creation. But at the same time, he remains completely, fully transcendentally consciousness. This Shuddha Sattva remains. He's never contaminated in his consciousness. We come in contact with matter, we become kind of dull. Yes. On the other hand, Krishna activates the matter. He activates matter. He creates the matter and he activates it. This will come in the second canto, 10th chapter. How Virat Purusha, after repeated prayers, nothing was active in the universe. The universe was standstill. He activates one by one all elements, and eventually the universe becomes lively. So this is mentioned ahead. Let's go to the purport. Okay, quick translation. After creating the material substance, Lord Vasudeva expands himself and enters into it. And although he is within the material modes of nature and appears to be one of the created beings, he is always fully enlightened in his transcendental position. Yeah, this is something that Parvati couldn't understand. Yes, Gunavaniva. She thought Ram is Gunavan. He was Gunavaniva, as though. Even Krishna becomes bewildered. Not bewildered. He pretends to be bewildered. When there is a fight with Kashi Naresh, in that time, he comes and he creates a fake Vasudev and kills. And when Krishna's father is gone, he cries pitifully. It's there. So it feels, oh, Gunavan. When he's Gunavan, the living entities are separated parts and parcels of the Lord. And the conditioned living entities who are unfit for spiritual kingdom are strewn within the material world to enjoy matter to fullest extent. Why unfit? Because they have they have bhog vritti. They desire to enjoy. They don't have seva vritti. These two are opposite. Seva vritti means service attitude, and bhog vritti is mood of enjoyment. So to the degree the bhog vritti is high, the seva vritti is less. We increase the seva vritti, the bhog vritti will go down. Right? So we have to choose. We want seva vritti or bhog vritti. It's like cassette. You use cassettes, there's side A, side B. A is attitude to serve. B is bhoga. We can remember this. So more the A side increases, the B side will reduce. And the more the B side will increase, A side will reduce. It's like that. So this is the disqualification. Bhogavritti. So, moment there is a desire to enjoy matter, yes, then a person is not qualified to stay in the spiritual kingdom. As Paramatma and eternal friend of the living entities, the Lord, by one of his plenary portions, accompanies the living entities to guide them in their material enjoyment and to become witness to all activities. See, although person has such a bhogavritti, he wants to enjoy to fullest extent, I want to be supreme enjoyer, still, this is act of mercy, his friend, eternal friend. He never leaves us. Despite a person going into the body of a worm in the stool, it's the most insignificant creature, the worm in the stool. Krishna is there as Paramatma in the heart. He doesn't leave. He doesn't leave the living entity. And he becomes witness. What is he doing? He's very eager. Why he becomes witness? There's only one person of Paramatma become witness. Paramatma is also called as animation. Animesh means one who never blinks his eyes. He stays with unblinking eyes. He's not blinking. Why? He's not blinking his eyes because he wants to capture every moment. But the moment that he is waiting for unblinkingly is the moment when he develops attitude to serve. He develops little bit of surrender. Something good, immediately Paramatma is happy. He's waiting. So we in Shvetashvatara Upanishad, we hear this particular sloka, Dwa Suparna Upare Shakhe. The two birds sitting on the tree. One bird is simply enjoying fruit, another bird is watching. It's like that. So he comes. I was today morning, of course, for me, schedules are quite hectic. I have classes in from my 12:30 to 3:30. The classes go on. Then I kind of chant and do some deity worship, revise, and then come for this class. That's why you might find the energy a little down is there. So these are schedules I face every month. Please pray I can do this. It's going to last for another 6-7 months. Where once a month, this week, it is like that. That's the schedule. So today morning, I was reading something very amazing. I was reading the meaning of Atmaha. This comes many times. Nivrittatrishter upagiyamana bhavaushadatsha shrotra manobirama ka uttama shloka gunanuvaga puman virajye na vinapashugna hridehamadyam sulabam sudurlabam lavam sukalpam gurukarnadaram mayanukulena labasvatiritam puman bhavadbhim na bhajet sa atmaha na taret sa atmaha. Killer of soul, Atmahatya. Who is a killer of soul? Very nicely in the Bhagavatam it was there, and our teacher was explaining that Atmaha is a person, Acharya has explained, who does not make relationship with his friend. Very simple and a very profound meaning I found for Atmaha. Yes, he doesn't make relationship. We have such a sweet friend, Paramatma, we don't make relationship with him. We forget to make relationship with him. He's a killer of soul. Of course, soul never dies. He never dies. Soul is eternal. But one who fails to do this duty of making relationship with this wonderful friend we have got is actually Atmaha. So our every activity of sadhana that we perform, the Bhagavatam we're hearing. Why we are hearing Bhagavatam? Because Paramatma is watching us. And when Paramatma sees Srinvata Asmakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantasto Bhadrani Vidunoti Suhrit Satam. So Paramatma is very clearly watching who is hearing attentively. And somebody is attentively, respectfully, in a pleasing manner listening to Bhagavatam. He agrees to cleanse Vidunoti. He completely cleanses the heart. He agrees to clean. I'll do the cleaning. You continue hearing, I will continue cleaning your heart. Yes. So we should not be Atma. While the living entities enjoy material conditions, the Lord maintains his transcendental position without being affected by the material atmosphere. Yeah. Oh my God. See, just see in the Vedic tree Shruti, it is said that two birds in one tree. That analogy. One is eating the fruit while others is witnessing actions. I just mentioned it here. It's there in the purport. The witness is the Lord and the fruit eater is the living entity. The fruit eater means karma phala. He is eating the karma is karma is compared to fruit. Fruits of karma are compared to the fruits he is eating. Some fruits are good fruits. They are sweet fruits. Fruits are usually the bodies of demigods, pious activities. And some fruits are bitter fruits, unripe bitter fruits. So both kinds of fruits he's eating. Sometimes this, sometimes that. But the Paramatma is only witness. Upadrishta Anumanta cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara. Paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purushaparaha. He is witness. He is watching. The only reason he's witnessing all this is when this fellow will turn towards me and leave this business of eating fruits. Stop this karmic fruits. Right? The fruit eater living entity has forgotten his real identity and is overwhelmed in fruitive activities of material condition. But the Lord Paramatma is always full in transcendental knowledge. That's what is the meaning of Vijnanena Vijamrataha. Vijramrataha. He is completely conscious. That is the difference between super soul and the conditioned soul. Atma and Paramatma. Or we can say Paramatma and Jivatma. Jivatma means conditioned soul. Mukta Atma means liberated soul. Paramatma is Supreme Lord. So these three concepts are explained very nicely in the Purushottam Yoga section, 15th chapter. Vaimo sargalokesmin shara akshara evacha shara sarvani bhutani kutastha akshara uchyate. Yes. So shara, akshara and Paramatma. All three terminologies are mentioned. So sharatmas are the jivatmas. Mukta atmas are the aksharatmas who are in spiritual world. They are in material world. And Paramatma is beyond both of them. He is controller of both. The conditioned soul, the living entity, is controlled by the laws of nature. That's why he's called as Maya Vasha. He's under Maya. While the Paramatma or the super soul is the controller of material energy. He's called as Mayadhisha. That is the relationship. In fact, the entire Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter is this nature, enjoyer, and consciousness. He's understanding relationship between Maya, Maya Vasha, and Mayadhisha. So Maya is completely controlling this Mayavash. She is in control. So what can Mayavash do? Mayavash can just put an appeal to Mayadish. Then Mayadish is in control of Maya. Right? And then he can order the release or the binding, depending on what kind of desires the living entity is having. This is the whole 13th chapter triangle. All right. So in summary, what did we see today? In summary, we saw that how Lord is the creator of cause and effect, but he's beyond it. And although Lord enters into matter as Vasudev, he's always enlightened in his transcendental position. So these are the two things that we saw today. We have around 5 minutes for some kind of discussion. If anybody has any questions, any comments, you want to share something, you can share. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for this class. I have a small question. You spoke about Sati Devi, Parvati Devi, and why Parvati Devi had to take the Sati. But isn't Sati Devi the first incarnation? So I know you're saying it's a repeating cycle, and that's why Shivji is wearing the skulls, but I'm getting confused by that.
Sambhavami Yuge Yuge happens every now and then. The pastime that happened in the Swayambhuva, this particular pastime of Sati happens in the Swayambhuva Manvantra. Yes, that is where Daksha was there. And she comes as Parvati later on, as the daughter of Himavan and Menaka, as Parvat, Putri Parvati. This keeps happening, this Leela. That's why he has many skulls. Because this is story from this Brahma's day. What about next? Next day again something else happens.
Continuously happens again and again.
Yeah. Just like the creation is destroyed and made again and again. Parvati comes again and again. Even that's true even with Lakshmi. The Rama Devi Lakshmi, who massages the lotus feet of Shiradaksha Vishnu, where does she come from? Sindhu Putri. She comes from Shir Sagar in the Samudra Mantha. That doesn't mean that does it. So Lakshmi also comes and appears in different ways. Leave alone that even Shiva comes and appears in different ways many times.
Okay.
So these are all personalities who keep coming now and then again and again. Okay. Yes, Grace Bhakti Sundari Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, thank
Hare
you so
Krishna.
much for explaining it in such a beautiful way. Each and every point is so wonderfully covered, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, yesterday you were mentioning that we should strive for inoffensive chanting. So I wanted that because we are always tend to do some offenses against the holy name. So how we can strive for this inoffensive chanting at practical level?
Yes, practical levels. I've read the Harinam Chintamani. Harinam Chintamani specially warns us about two offenses, the first and the last. The first offense is the offense of committing offense to devotee. Either we are blaspheming devotee, we are angry towards devotee, we show unnecessary anger, we are not jolly upon seeing Vaishnava, we don't offer obeisances to Vaishnava, we are killing a Vaishnava, envious of Vaishnava, all these 6 types of offenses. So this we shouldn't do, avoid this. And the second offense that we need to avoid specifically is inattentive chanting. That is actually the seed for all the other offenses. Is the mother of all offenses. Inattentive japa.
Yes. And also, Prabhuji, we are always preaching, so we are always tend to do ninth offense as well. Instead of
Ninth
faithless
offense is basically we have to be careful not to give the glory of the holy. When we are preaching, we have to preach systematically. Yeah, we should not directly start with Ras Leela. Then we commit ninth offense. The opening lecture only we start Ras. That's what many people do. So they start, and Prabhupada is very against it. But we need to systematically teach our audience. We just talk about Gita. They learn 5 subject matters. What is karma? What is Ishvara, Kala, Prakriti, and Jiva? First understand this. And slowly you understand the Sarga, Atra Sarga, Visargascha Sthana, Poshana, Mutaya, Manmantra, Nirodha, Mukti, Rashaya, like that. Manmantra, Ishanu, Kata, Nirodha, Mukti, Rashaya. Gradually, Ashraya Tattva is in the end, the 10th canto. So gradually we have to. So if we systematically present the truth, then we don't commit this offense. And even if sometimes in festival class we have to speak such kind of pastimes or leela, but we again go from the basic philosophy first. I had to take Radhashtami class on a Sunday feast also. They gave me 4 classes on Radhashtami. I'd gone to ISKCON Calgary this time. Sunday feast is usually the very new crowd. So I took from 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 13th verse. Devi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Turatya. How to take shelter of, the 9.13. Mahatmanattu Mam Partha Devim Prakriti Mashrata. So Devi Prakriti is Radha. I took it that way, which is, otherwise, speak all esoteric pastimes. And people, they will only simply become sentimental. They will never surrender their life to Krishna. Okay. How
Yes,
to stop
thank you so
gliding
much.
down from mode of goodness? Very good question. We remain in the mode of goodness only when we keep hearing Bhagavatam. Tada rajas tamo bhava kama lobhadayasche chete ete ranavrittim stitam sattve prasida. Stitam sattve. You remain in goodness. Yes, stitam. You remain in that sthiti. So that's why we have to keep connecting with the sound vibration, with the Bhagavatam, with the holy name. So to the degree we maintain this connection, we can protect our goodness. And it's Kali actually that takes away the goodness. So holy name and Bhagavatam is the way to fight Kali. Right? Prabhu, this is off the topic question. May I inquire why being provocative is the emotion by being happy and powerful in the wheel of emotion? Especially since I've heard provocation being used in negative connotation where one deliberately reaction fine. At this particular point of time. Please, Prabhuji, please provide Bhakti Shastri course last class link. Okay, you want? Usually I'll answer this first. This is easier question than that. Then I'll leave the devotees. So Bhakti Shastri class, usually we don't circulate the links because it's a course, but we allowed some of you to attend because I had no other option. So we are told as teachers not to circulate the link because it's closed. Again, it's closed loop class. But nevertheless, when we have Bhakti Shastri course, you can join and you can attend. Okay. Now, officially would like to conclude, and all the wonderful devotees who came, thank you so much. And I will try to answer the question that's asked in the chat. Why being provocative is the emotion caused by being happy and powerful in the wheel of emotion? Especially since I have mainly heard provocation being used in a negative connotation, where one deliberately wants to get a reaction out of another. Yeah, that's called provoking. We provoke a person to do something, but provocation can have a positive. Usually, it is negative. Let's provoke this person. Take him, pressing buttons. This is the normal terminology used. I press the buttons. Let's see. Let's provoke. Provocative situation. But if you see, provocation is also a test. Because Prabhupada mentions this, that the greatness of a person is estimated by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. So provocation in that way brings out the best of a Vaishnava also. I'm seeing this in that light. Right? So, but on the other hand, being provocative is the emotion caused by being happy and powerful. It is in one sense, if we take in the proper light, a devotee is preaching. In one sense, what are we? Prabhupada is many times told we are a canvassing movement, we are a pushing movement. He has mentioned these statements. So, in one sense, we also provoke the jivas to take to Krishna consciousness. Yes, provoke them. It is said usually we can do two things. You convince a person, and if you cannot convince a person, confuse that person. Can't convince him, confuse him. This is the way we can deal in this world. Person asks the question. If one is being provoking another due to his being powerful position, doesn't it signify pride and misuse of power? Yes, it does. Usually that is exploitation. Ahastani sahastanam apadani chatuspadam falguni tatra mahatam. So small living entities are crushed and exploited by the higher beings. That's the material world. This happens in this world also. So happiness or false happiness due to power and entitlement. So first of all, I did not invent the wheel of emotion. Yes, so who is the inventor should be asked. But I'm trying to interpret it in this way because that inventor is not here. But we are going to meet the inventor very soon who invented this wheel. So we can together ask this person. Okay. Thank you. Please explain super soul and conditioned soul once again. Okay. I request you, since its time is up, you can listen to this recording on the YouTube, and then you don't understand, you can ask me. Okay. Thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you.